It's really a very special day. I'm very happy that those who have came from such a far distance, it's worth coming. Baruch Hashem, this is a simcha. It's been tradition for us in school, UHI, Israel Ben Zion Academy, my Hebrew Institute. All through the years, we've, Baruch Hashem, had many children receiving their siddur, and for me, I'm having a hard time today. So if you know how usually I have everything down to the letter, I'm having a hard time because to me it's an emotional day. Baruch Hashem, I've been doing this for many years, and I will meet people years later. I went to a chasana about 3 years ago and went up to the bride, and she said, "Very." It's a little while since the siddur party, right? Mm-hmm. So it's something that is in their minds and in their hearts, and I wanted it to be that way, and we all want it to be that way. And when you reach a certain point, when you're born, and Baruch Hashem in a Jewish home, and then you reach a point where you're able to daven and thank your Rebbeinu Shalom for everything that we have, it's a great simcha. So today is Shalom, Hillel's siddur party, and Shalom Hillel, you're the man of the honor, the man of the day today, Shalom Hillel. Usually when we plan a program, it was always on the stage, a lot of children, a lot of people. Baruch Hashem. Usually I have a theme that I like to do. We talk either about, we feature either Shabbos or Eretz Yisrael or brotherly love, or all kinds of things that through the years that we've used as a wonderful theme of the day. So today I thought, what's going to be the theme? And then, why are we here? We're here to give Shalom his siddur. So the theme of the day is my siddur. So I asked all the children in the school that they should write a poem or a paragraph of what the siddur means to them, or if they remember what we did on the day that they received their siddur. So each one is going to tell us what he feels about it, and they wrote them themselves. I thank Mrs. Welsh, who helped a lot with it, Ms. Benunzio, who's our other English teacher, and they help with all the preparations and the formations of the speeches, etc., etc. Nothing runs by itself. So we thank Mrs. Welsh, Mrs. Benunzio, Rabbi, of course, and Rabbi, this Rabbi, does he have something to do with it, Shalom? Yes, okay. Okay, so without further ado, I present all the children, and we're starting with who? Let's go. Over here, come up here and turn around. And this is, tell them who you are, okay? Leovolda. What?
I had my siddur presentation on December 22nd, 2011, when I was in first grade. When I got it, I felt like a grown-up. Kaveri organized the program and wrote the song, and my sister Sasha took the time to make my beautiful siddur cover. My siddur is important to me because Kaveri gave it to me, and when I use it, I thank God for all that we have.
Who's next?
When I first got my siddur, I felt really happy. I felt like I just finished being a little kid. My siddur means a lot to me. When I pray to Hashem, I feel like $1 million. Gavin helped us prepare each day until we got our siddur, and we should thank her with our prayers for giving us our very own special siddur. Shalom, we know you will daven well with your new siddur.
My siddur is special to me because it is a connection to Hashem. I could ask Hashem for help if someone is sick by using my siddur. I could also ask for happiness and lots of other things. The thing I find most amazing about a siddur is that by using my siddur, I can talk to Hashem. Talking to Hashem is one of the greatest privileges He gave us, and my siddur helps me do that. My siddur is so important to me. I could pray to Hashem to help the sick and the poor by using my siddur. Shalom, congratulations on this special day, the day you receive your very own siddur. My siddur is helpful because it allows me to pray to Hashem. I also use it to pray after lunch. I love my siddur because it connects me to Hashem when I'm praying. I remember my siddur presentation singing with my classmates. I also remember my mom and dad giving me my very first siddur. That moment will be precious to me forever.
Shalom, my siddur is special to me. I love davening with it. Even though I didn't have a siddur presentation because I came to UHI in 3rd grade, I was so happy because Gaveret thought of me and made sure I had a siddur of my own. At school, I'm happy I don't have to use a siddur that isn't mine. Davening with my own siddur will always be important to me.
Dear Shalom, I want this day to be a special day for you. Even though I didn't get to have a siddur presentation myself because I was not enrolled at UHI at the time, it was still a joy receiving my very own siddur. I hope you take it everywhere with you and keep it by your side because it can come in handy anywhere you are. I hope you remember this special day as a day that holds good memories for you.
I remember when I received my siddur, it was so exciting. I knew when I got it I would be able to daven every day with so much kavana because it was my own. I also remember that I knew how to daven because Gavara taught me so well. Shalom. I hope you will use your very own siddur to daven to Hashem with much excitement and kavana. Congratulations.
Shalom. The reason why we could all read and write Hebrew, sing Jewish songs, and have a great amount of knowledge about the Jewish history is because of Gaveret and our other Hebrew teachers. They have taught all of us about holidays, history, and laws. The importance of the siddur to me is how I'm able to talk directly to Hashem and how He listens to me. What I really appreciated is how we had a siddur presentation when I was in 1st grade and how the presentation motivated me to daven every day. Shalom. I hope you treasure your siddur for the rest of your life.
At UHI, we are each given our own siddur as a special gift. A siddur is a privilege to have. It is a gateway to wisdom and understanding. It is a gift that I will use for my entire lifetime. The ability to read out of a siddur, to be able to request anything of Hashem, is something to be proud of. Shalom. I know you will cherish your siddur with immense joy, and that you will be grateful that Gaveret taught you Hebrew, just as she taught us all.
like all the children to come and stand behind Shalom. So,
I open my shadow with love. I thank Hashem up above. My heart is bursting with joy as I dive into you. Each letter is a gem, so precious to Hashem. I'll follow in my shadow every word I say. Hashem is listening. He's our Father and our King. I'll dive in with Kavanah every single day. Hashem is listening. He's our Father and our King. I'll dive in with Kavanah every word I say. You're happy and you know it. Take a sit up. If you're happy and you know it, take a sit up. If you're happy and you know it, take a sit up. Stop a second and think that Hashem's a mighty King. He's the one who gives you everything.
so hold this in this hand. One hand and one in the other. And I'll hold the mic. Okay, go ahead. Again.
If you're happy and you know it, take a sit up. If you're happy and you know it, take a sit up. Stop a second and think that Hashem's a mighty King. He's the one who gives you everything. If you're happy and you know it, take a sit up. If you're happy and you know it, take a sit up. Stop a second and think that Hashem's a mighty King. He's the one who gives you everything.
Okay, shake this one. Everybody. One, two, three. Let's go.
If you're happy and you know it, take a sitter. If you're happy and you know it, take a sitter. Stop a second and think that Hashem's the mighty King. He's the one who gives you everything. If you're happy and you know it, take a sitter. If you're happy and you know it, take a sitter.
occasion is presenting the siddur. I want to call the mommy and daddy to come and present the siddur. And Pesky and have a speech or something, just give it to her.
Okay, I'm going to try to speak without the mic. I think this is the only room where I'll get away with it. Am I getting away with it? Okay, I'm going to do things. Obviously, this is a very unique siddur presentation. It's the first of its kind. I'm going to do things a little differently than they've been done in the past. Just give me a moment. Jen, can you help me, please? Excuse me a second there. Okay, Shalom. Listen up. I'm going to do three things here, okay? First, I'm going to teach you some Yiddish. Okay? Then, I'm going to tell you a story. And then, I'm not going to take so long, don't worry. Then I'm going to tell you a story. And then, I'm going to answer a very, very key question that everybody asks. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to answer it. Thank you. Are you down white? Just give me a second. We have it ready. We got all the tape ready and everything. Just take another moment. Sean, I just need your help reading this, okay?
Okay.
No, come here. So it's Yiddish. So it's ah. I was going to put a patach under it. You ready? Go ahead, Sean. Ah. Mensch. Tracht. Tracht. Und Gott lacht. Okay, anybody here familiar with that expression?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what it means?
Oh, I heard my dad say it.
Okay. This is what it means, guys. Jen, stand up. Come. Next. Y'all can take this time. This goes right under it. Okay, we're gonna here's the translation. You ready? Ah is, believe it or not, a. Okay, shocker there, yeah? Mensch, we know what a mensch is, yeah?
Yeah.
A person. Usually a well-behaved person.
Yeah.
Tracht means to think or to plan. Okay, so how's Yiddish so far, Sean? Means
A.
mensch means,
Person.
tracht means plans,
And
un,
means and.
good, and Gott. Gott means Hashem, God, and lacht. Ha lacht means to laugh. Do you have any idea what that means? Mensch, tracht, and Gott lacht means like this. We think, I'm going to explain to you with the story in a moment, we think we make a lot of plans sometimes, we want to do things, and then a lot of times those plans don't work out. Because we're not in charge. Who's in charge?
Hashem.
12 years ago, your father, I told my mother, I want to get married. I'm only going to marry somebody who wants to live in Israel. I'm not going to live anywhere else, and if the girl doesn't want to live in Israel, I'm not marrying her. And she said, I'm not going to tell you what she told me. She wasn't happy. And I finally found somebody. I found your mother, and she told her parents the same thing. She's going to live in Israel. And we said we're going to live in Israel forever and ever and ever. And we went to Israel, we flew there, and we had Avi, we had Chesky, and now what happened next? We moved back to America. We had a plan. We were going to stay in Israel, but what happened? Mensch tracht, the person plans, and Gott lacht, and Hashem laughs. Hashem says, I'm in charge, not you. Next, we said, we're going to look, everybody told me, you go, you find a job somewhere, some small town, and that'll be a stepping stone. That'll be, you'll stay there for a year or two, and then you'll have experience and you go to a big school somewhere. I said, no, I want to find some place where I'm going to stay for good. I want to find a place where I can move there and live there and stay there forever.
But that's where we are right now.
That's where we are.
Yeah, after you went to Israel, you went to America.
But that didn't work out either. It worked out, Baruch Hashem. It was very nice. But again, Mensch tracht. I had a plan, and Gott lacht. Hashem laughed. Hashem decided that we can't stay here forever. And so now, this is our last year here. And Baruch Hashem, it's been an incredible experience for us. And, with thanks to Rabbi Nemetsky and to Geveret and all the teachers and the students, we've had a very, very nice time here. But that wasn't my plan. That was Hashem's plan. But not always does Hashem make a plan. Not always does He mess up your plans, even though you know He's really for the best. Sometimes you think things are not going to work, and then He turns it the other way also. So we had a plan. We're going to stay one more year, but they told us it was not going to be a first grade. So we're like, what are we going to do? So we went to Scranton, and we looked at the school in Scranton, and we're like, this is not UHI. But okay, we'll send Shalom there. That was a men's tracht. We were thinking, we were planning. And Hashem said, no, he has a much better plan. And Geveret came back from retirement to
I had 10 years off.
to teach. Geveret doesn't care if there's 25 kids in her class, if there's 5 kids, or if there's 1 kid. And Geveret taught you, and she's teaching you, and we'll never be able to thank her enough. Again, a men's tract, we had plans, and God left. Hashem left. And what does it have to do with the siddur, Shalom? I told you I was going to tell you a famous question people ask. Does Hashem know what we want? Does Hashem know what we need?
Yes.
So when we daven, why are we asking Him for things? He knows what we need already. He needs us to ask Him. He doesn't need us to ask Him. But again, we're not asking Hashem to give us things. That's not why we're davening. We're davening to remind ourselves that who's going to give us everything? Who we say in the morning, we say so many brachos. We say at the last bracha when we stand up we say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Hanoten La'ya'ev. Hashem gives us energy. Hashem gives us strength. Do we have to ask Hashem to give us strength? No, but it's just to remind us who's giving us strength.
Hashem.
So when you daven and you ask Hashem to give you strength, that reminds you that who's in charge?
Hashem.
Who's giving you the strength?
Hashem.
Who's giving you money? Who's giving you food? Who's giving you everything you need?
Hashem.
Exactly, and that's what this Yiddish expression is, that we're not in charge. On Men's Tracht, we have all sorts of plans, and we make plans day in, day out, but in the end, who's in charge?
Hashem.
And Shalom, Abba and Mommy, we want to wish you that whenever you use your siddur, it should always be a reminder to you who's in charge, that it's not us. Make all your plans, Hashem's the one who's going to take care of you, and you just have to remember that. We're very proud of you.
Boys, present your hand.
Shalom for receiving your siddur.
Need a mic?
No. Shalom. I see you have your siddur in your candy bag. Okay. I certainly don't have to talk to you about your candy bag. I think you understand that completely on your own. I was listening to what the kids said when they wrote their little speeches. Did you listen? Okay. I found that there were 2 major points that they made. One is how important a siddur is, which is understandable and praying. And the other one is, the other point they made was that it was their siddur, belonged to them, that was something very personal. It had meaning because of something that was, they used all the time, it was important. Something that's not important doesn't have meaning. Something that is important has meaning. So your own personal siddur. So I just want to share with you a couple of thoughts as you take your own siddur. I had a pocket siddur for many years, and I don't know where exactly I put it. So I got an exact replacement, the exact same siddur, same model, same words, same everything. But it wasn't my old siddur. My old siddur was falling apart, and it had tape, and it had this, but the new one was not my old one, because the old one was something that was very, very, very personal to me. So I'm just letting you know, this siddur It's very personal. We have even people that have to tape it up, they have to bind it, they have to sew it, but it's very personal. The siddur is not a kid siddur. They call it a chinuch siddur, but actually this siddur itself you could use for almost all your davening all year round. In fact, some people in the Tzedek even do use this siddur, and I use it at home as well. It's a grown-up siddur, it's not a kid siddur. Second thing is that people mention that it's about davening, right? And davening is really what separates a kid from an adult, because when you're growing up, then you realize it's not all about yourself, as your father just finished saying. You'll be so much like an adult, you could practically even, I don't know, take the JCC elevator on your own at some point. Without getting in trouble. and really, it's something I just pointed out that I want to say. I was going to say something, but actually your father touched on the same exact theme. What's the first davening that you say when you wake up in the morning? The very first thing, Shalom. What do you say? Moda'ani. What does Moda'ani mean? It means, I thank you, Hashem, for waking me up, right? And giving me back my soul. So, really, you don't know Hebrew well enough yet, but you will. It should be really Ani Modeh. I thank. What's Moda'ani? That's not the typical construct. Thank I do. I mean, unless you're Yoda, why are you using that form? Okay. But I saw a beautiful answer. It should never be that the first word of prayer out of a Jew's mouth should be Ani. I. That's not the way to start off a day. Even if you want to say, I thank you, Hashem, you don't start off with the word Ani. Because it's not about Ani. It's not about me. It's about something much greater. It's about serving Hashem. So that's a beautiful insight. And that's what the siddur really is. The siddur is, as your father said, it's not about yourself. It's about serving Hashem. And what Hashem does for you, that's what you thank Him for. You start off with Moda'ani and you continue throughout the day. So I just want to tell you that this is, I will take this will let you know that this is a unique experience. This is a unique siddur presentation. Unique means one of a kind. There is only one like it. There has never been one before like this, and there'll never be another one in the future like this. This is the only one like it. Everybody gathers together because you learned one-on-one with Geveret to be able to come to the point where you got your siddur. And so this is extraordinarily special because Geveret has spent the year just teaching you. That's what she's there. You are the class.
First grade. That's the whole first
That
grade.
is the first grade. No, you are the top kid, okay, the goal, okay? And that's something very special. No one else can lay claim to that. No one else. You are the only one in history that can make that claim. Only person, okay? We have other examples in history among Jews where they said that the person could say, I was there and I know something and I'm the only one that knows something. It's too long to go through other stories. Some other time I'll say it at your house. But the idea is you can say, you had Geveret. You were the exclusive, the one only student of Geveret in the first grade. That is unique, and this siddur presentation is also unique. I want to wish you a lot of hatzlacha, both finishing up the year with Geveret, as well as in your future years to keep on learning and davening. Should be a big ben Torah. Mazel tov. And mazel tov to the Zaydis, and mazel tov to the Feta, and mazel tov to everyone else. Geveret, of course, mazel tov to you as well for one.
And to the Baba.
To the Babas. I meant the Elton. I meant the Elton. I should have said the Elton. Okay? Okay, it's good. Oh, okay.
What Rabbi said here was absolutely perfect. Many years ago, you all know that I come from Canada, and I grew up in a very fine home in a wonderful city, very nice town, a very big city. And I went to school in New York, and I became a Mora. When I became Mora, I was taught at that time, it was after the war where all the Jewish people, so many millions were killed, and so the school that I went to, the teachers taught us that we should remember all the children, all the girls, and all the men, and all the boys who were slaughtered by the Nazis, and we should go out in America, and we should go to towns that find it hard to have schools, and people may not want to live in small towns, and really try to go to the Jewish community and teach and bring the Yiddishkeit to where they are instead of everybody looking for it. We'll bring it to them. So when I got married, Rabbi and I decided this is what we were going to do. We were going to find a small town, and we were going to stay there maybe 2 years, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years, a few years. We're going to have a school. We're going to organize the things that we're going to do it, and then we'll move back to Montreal or to New York, where everybody lives, where all Jewish things happen, where you feel like you want to live among Jewish people and everything. But Hashem was laughing all the time when I was making all my plans, and Rabbi and I. He came here and he saw that they needed somebody to be loyal to when the babies were born. He saw that they needed a bar mitzvah teacher. He saw that he needed to have kosher wine for Shabbos. He saw that all the towns around here also have Jewish people, but not enough to have a shul. And so he would go here, he would go there, and he would help wherever he could. And this is what we did. And instead of staying here 2 years or 4 years or 5 years, I'm still here. and Baruch Hashem, I'm very, very happy that Shalom was in my class for a whole year. He gave me no trouble whatsoever, and he even finished at the head of the class. Oh my God. Stand up and give you a big hug, Shalom. Come on. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming. This was wonderful. Try to do something special and simple, and I think the message was passed, that Baruch Hashem, that we wish the Rizels, wherever they go from here. Sorry, I can't teach Ezra. Wherever you'll be, we'll hear good things from you, Yirmit Hashem. We should go from Chayil to Chayil, and let's continue while we're here to do the best we can. Have a very good day.